Hey guys, it's me again doing my walk around video where I try to discuss stuff that's happening more to me personally and kind of the thoughts that I'm having around some of the things going on in my dating life and the dating lives of those closer to me than just my clients. And today I want to talk about the fact that I am experiencing a lot of online dating burnout. And originally I thought, well, that's okay. Everyone gets a little bit of burnout from time to time. But I feel like right now I'm surrounded by it. I'm getting so many, not just clients, friends, people I'm surrounded by, people I know well, right? I know what's going on in their lives. They're getting really burned out by the online dating experience. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about. So obviously I know that some of you watching have a lot of frustration with online dating because you're simply not getting matches. And if you go on online dating, you're constantly swiping, you never get any matches, that gets really frustrating and you're like, the heck with this, I'm not going to do online dating anymore. And that's very reasonable. And that's a thing that happens, and you can learn how to get better matches most of the time. And there's work you can do on that. But there is a huge amount of burnout that occurs even to those of us who do really well with online dating. What I mean by really well is they get lots of matches, they can line up lots of dates. They're getting the results that other guys would want to have. And it's a very real thing. And so why is this burnout occur? Why am I feeling it? So what I'm feeling this sense of I get plenty of matches and I can line up dates, but it's like you invest all this time trying to have these fun conversations and all this time trying to arrange dates, and sometimes those dates turn out, sometimes they flake at the last minute, and you spend all this time going on those dates, and you so often find yourself wasting all this time with people that you aren't interested in. You go on a date and they look nothing like they did in their profile photo, or you go on a date and they're nice enough, but within a couple of minutes, nah, this isn't the person for me. And that becomes it becomes emotionally fatiguing. It's not just a waste of your time, it's very emotionally fatiguing because you always invest a little bit. If you meet someone you like that seems like they've got potential, you emotionally invest, you emotionally open up at least a little bit to say, hey, maybe this person's cool, and you kind of start to have thoughts about, if it's going to work out and whatnot. And then of course it doesn't, and you feel this sense of disappointment. And it's not an overwhelming disappointment, it's not soul crushing, but it's just, again. And you have enough of these experiences. And yeah, I don't know, I feel really, really burned out. I feel like I've been canceling dates because I just can't be bothered. I feel like I've gone on dates, and even with women I like, because I'm feeling all burned out, I'm not even expressing to them that I'm interested, if that makes sense. I think I'm very closed off now as a result. There's a woman I'm interested. It is important to let her know that you're keen, that you're eager, you're not over eager, not like, I'm crazy thirsty and I need you to like me, but just, hey, I think you're hot. I'm really interested in you. Women want that. And I think I'm not doing that now because I'm just feeling all burned out. And so I've been feeling all these things. And what's been interesting is a lot of my friends are having it too. I mentioned this, I had one friend in particular came to me yesterday, and I won't say exactly what he does for work. He's not a dating coach, but he works in the dating field. And he said, man, I want to ask you some help with my dating life because I'm struggling here, even though I'm going on lots of dates. And he expressed exactly the same experience that I've been talking to you guys about. And so you might sit there and go, well, Damien, this is just a thing about online dating, and women just have horrible expectations of online dating, and it's a horrible world for men. But it's not just guys that are experiencing this. So I rent out my house, a number of rooms in my house to some women, different age groups. So I've got two women who are in university, law students, and then there's one woman who is she's out of uni, she's in her 30s. Okay, so two in the early 20s, one in mid-30s, early 30s, and they're all having this same frustration that I'm experiencing, because we live in a house together, we talk about our dating lives. In fact, I'm a dating coach, is of course of great interest, and they're like, oh my God, we've got an expert in the house, we can ask about all our dating problems. And so we talk about our dating stuff, and they're struggling just as much. Like some of these, And I bring up these women because these aren't silly women. You know, it's easy to go, oh, well, some girls, they just date the Chad and what do they expect is going to happen? But that's not what's going on here. You know, I know these women well, and the two younger ones are okay, they're younger, but they're really intelligent women and they're very mature for their age. And I've met some of the guys that they're dating, and they're not dating the Chads, they're dating pretty average, decent guys, like seemingly good guys. And yet on and on and on, there's this frustration for them of they're dating these really awesome guys, but the awesome guys like pretending to want a relationship, but then being really avoidant around relationships. And there's that whole cycle that goes on and on. So they get frustrated and then they shut down. They don't want to get excited about anyone. They close off, which is what other guys experience, right? So, and it's not age, because you could say, well, now that I'm on my 30s, I did a video recently, I can link to it, talking about how dating is different in my 30s. But yeah, I've got other female friends in their 30s, I've got other male friends in their 30s, and then these girls in their 20s are having exactly the same thing. I've got a couple of other male clients in their 20s with the same problem. And so it's not limited to just men. It's not limited to just women. And some of it, I think, it's strange because when I was younger, going on Tinder and stuff, I didn't have this. I didn't have that same frustration. And even though back then I was only looking for casual sex, I felt like I was still meeting more women that would have interested me to date if I had been interested in dating than I am now. Like, I feel like the frustration wasn't the same. You know, even as far back as like 3-4 years ago, I did a video on how I got a whole bunch of dates in like 4 hours for 4 hours work, and I did a video about it. It was very popular, you may have seen it. But even then I didn't feel the same thing that I feel now. I feel there's a landscape that's changing, and I wonder if it's something that online dating has created, because it's creating an environment, it's creating an expectation of how we should behave, you know. So you get neurotic men creating neurotic women who create neurotic men, you know, who create neurotic women. And it's like this feedback loop that's happening. And it's really degrading the way that a lot of us feel about dating in general. And so what's the solution? I talk about all this problem, and I talk about the fact that, you know, we all seem to have it. I don't know, honestly. I know for me personally, so whenever I've got a problem like this, I look for solutions straight away, right? I don't sit around and dwell and think, oh, poor me, nothing I can do. I refuse to be a victim. So for me, my plan right now is to not bother with online dating for a little while and focus on going to bars and clubs again. It's a shame I've got mostly female friends up here, so I've got to go out and make some new male friends again. But yeah, because I think I'm going to go back to that way, because at least that way, the time that you invest to meet someone is limited to a weekend. You know, it's limited to a Friday or a Saturday night, and that's it. And the rest of the time, you're just living your ordinary life. You're not looking at your phone. You're not bothering with the whole trying to come up with conversation stuff. And I'm going to go back to that, but I'm worried, I'm concerned that going back to that still, the dynamic has shifted, because everyone's feeling jaded and frustrated with the dating scene. And so, yeah, look, I'm sharing it because I just want you all watching, those of you, I know plenty of you have the same problem. You're getting some matches, but you're just like, I'm not loving this experience. You know, I'm going on dates, but this isn't rewarding. I don't know. It's the best way to put it. I'm just feeling over it. I don't think I'm the only one. And so if you're feeling this feeling, let me know in the comments below. Let me know that I'm not the weirdo who's alone on this, and I'm certain that I'm not. But yeah, if you've got any ideas about solutions or things you reckon I should try and do differently, you know, I'm open to it. I can't have the answer to every problem out there. And if someone's come up with something, I'd love to hear about it, guys. As always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you in my future videos.